Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Max from Beyond Mystic. You're watching Beyond Critical. Today, we're going to be talking all about asylum claims. We're going to be talking about Ilhan Omar, and we're going to talk about the State of the Union highlights. So it might be a shorter show today with the State of the Union. There hasn't been much going on in the world. I'm going to cover some highlights so we can see what happened, but essentially, it got the whole United States government all together for a night. So not much else happened. Still have some great news, great show to show you. Before we dive into it, make sure that you are subscribed to Beyond Mystic on YouTube and to Beyond Mystic on Rumble as well. We post great videos every single day. You don't want to miss a beat. So we're going to get into this. We're going to start talking about asylum claims in Canada. I'm going to start with this one that came out yesterday. It says Toronto, Canada, Muslim rape gangs are here. Now, these four people, we see three guys here, but there's actually four. The other one was 15 years old, so his name and picture was not released. But as we can see, their names, Mohammed, Mustafa, and Yusuf. All three of them, they're around 20 years old, and they've been arrested for sex trafficking girls from 11 to 14 years old. All of them who are obviously not Canadians with these names. This came out yesterday. Absolutely horrible. We've talked about this one on the show previously as well. This is a statement from Larry Brock, the Conservative MP. So to recap, we don't have the name and the picture of this guy, but it was an Indian, believed to be an Indian immigrant, from 44 to 47 years old. There's mixed reporting on this issue or on this story, but he raped a 13-year-old girl 4 times and impregnated her twice. He was arrested all 4 times and released on bail. So there was one time where he impregnated her that he was actually on bail, and there would be no oversight of his situation, so he would just be on bail, and I guess he would text or coerce the minor into seeing him, and he raped her 4 times. Now he got arrested and sentenced to only 8 years in prison, and they do not release his name, and they're not releasing his image as well because they want to protect him from, I guess, intimidation, which is absolutely insane. We have this as well that I've covered previously on the show, a link with Sam Suddin Jabbar. They're talking about this guy and his dad. Both of them are named Mustafa Al-Didi. And in 2025, I believe, or in 2024, they were arrested for planning terrorism in Toronto with knives and having a plan, essentially, conspiracy to commit murder. Now, both of them, the son and the dad, had ties with ISIS, the terrorist group, and the dad was spotted in a video a few years ago, a video that came back. I can't show you the video. I haven't seen it for myself, but a video that apparently came back showing the dad decapitating someone, so beheading someone on video while wearing ISIS clothing. How did these people get accepted in the country? Makes absolutely no sense. Straight up criminals. We have Pierre Poilievre yesterday that put out a statement, a 2-minute long statement. I'm going to recap it for you. So he announced a motion that would automatically deport asylum claimants convicted of a serious crime. Now, he already talked about that previously, and we've covered it on the show, but he reiterated his plan to put that motion. They're actually voting on it today, probably this afternoon. Now, I would assume the Liberals will vote against it, and the last time they did that, the whole parliament voted against it. He wanted to deport asylum claimants convicted of serious crimes. Now, he wants to do the same thing. He wants to cut all benefits for rejected claimants, and he wants to reduce benefits for approved claimants. So, as you guys might know or not know, in Canada, I have the statistic here. 86%, this was posted again from Pierre Poilievre, 86% of rejected asylum claimants remain in Canada. So if your claim does not get approved, you don't really have to leave. You can kind of just stay here and nothing is really going to happen to you. It seems like 86% of people, rejected claimants, remain in Canada, but you're also eligible for better benefits than every single Canadians out here, pretty much. And that's what Polyev is pushing to get rid of. So he wants to cut all benefits for rejected claimants. They're getting a bunch of healthcare benefits, school benefits. They're getting they can get government money as well while their claim is processed, but also while they are here, like as a refugee when their claim is denied. The only thing they're not eligible for is to apply for a work permit. So they can profit off of every single benefit system and money that the government's willing to offer, but they're not allowed to apply for a job. How dumb does that sound? Then we wonder what they do with their days. Why do they end up committing crimes? Because they have nothing to do. They have nothing to do. We bring in criminals, we give them money, we give them benefits, but prevent them from working. Absolutely insane. He wants to, again, cut all benefits for rejected claimants and reduce benefits for approved claimants, because people who are approved for an asylum claims have better health benefits than Canadians who pay for their own benefits. These people don't pay for their benefits. They receive benefits, but they have access to chiropractor, everything that has to do with physio, chiro. It's all included. Dental, vision, stuff that most Canadians don't even have access to. And he wants to stop giving shorter sentences to criminals. So again, he's probably talking here about criminals that are convicted of not so serious offenses, but we've already covered this. Even criminals that are convicted sometimes of rape and trafficking and stuff like this, possession of drugs, they'll go to jail for less than 6 months, because if they go longer than 6 months, it can affect their approval rating for a permanent residency or a work permit, something like this. And we don't want to put this stress on them and their families. We want them to have as high chances as possible to get approved for a permanent residency. So we're only going to give them 6 months, less than 6 months in jail, so it doesn't affect their chances. Absolutely insane. We have the reaction here from Stephen McKinnon. So I don't even understand why Stephen McKinnon's talking about this, because he's the Minister of Transport. So why is he talking about immigration? Well, I'll play the clip here and I'll comment on it after, and we'll discuss what the angle of attack the Liberals are using to deny the requests of reviewing the asylum claimants process.
The government will support the Conservative motion today to review the asylum benefits.
I doubt that.
Why do you say that? Why do you doubt that?
I doubt. Look, it's very revealing to me that Conservatives went away for a week and tried to think of an issue, and the first thing they think of is to punch down at some very, very vulnerable people.
So again, like the strategy they're using right now, punch down on some very, very vulnerable people. They're using the angle that like the Conservatives are against and have no heart and are against immigration of vulnerable people and children from third world country that are in danger. The problem is, first of all, you're the Minister of Transport. Why are you talking about this? Second of all, we're not bringing in children and vulnerable people for the most part. We're bringing in criminals. Like the guy from ISIS that beheaded someone on video. He was not like a person in danger. He was not a vulnerable person. You're not going to pretend and lie to Canadians and tell us that like everyone that applies for an asylum claim is vulnerable. Like most people just know that they can come here and get free money and free benefits. They'll apply. Even if you don't even have to apply before you get here. You can arrive in Canada illegally and apply for a visa the second you land here. Those last two people I showed you, the beheaded guy, those last two, that's how they got in Canada. They crossed the border illegally, and then once they were here, they applied for an asylum claim, and that counts as illegal immigration. Absolutely insane. It's cool to like try and help Canadians. They're pushing the healthcare system and the benefits, because that's for the most part what Polyev is talking against. It's cool to want to help them, but you also have to remember that like 6 million Canadians don't have a family doctor. I don't have a family doctor, and someone that comes in the country, an asylum claimant, will get a family doctor the same day and care right away, and I would have to wait 6 months and pay out of pocket to go see the doctor if I want proper care. If I don't want to just go to the hospital, wait 15 hours for them to tell me take Advil for a broken arm. Absolutely insane. Take care of your people first. That's all we're saying. But the Minister of Health seems to disagree with that.
Speaker, it's really unfortunate that we have this kind of conversation where we are talking of the health of Canadian and asylum seekers. The reality is those people are in the country and we have agreement. And our system, the health system is a compassionate system. So what we are saying is those people, they need to have access to help. And we are working closely with provinces and territories also to get more access to Canadian people.
Stupid. I'm gonna go in the chat here for a second. I've been seeing your messages, guys. Good morning, Earth Dragons. Hello, Laura. Earth Dragon saying Carney's catch and release program insane. It is insane. It is insane. No one gets any sentences here. We have Crypto Blonde. Hello, Crypto Blonde. Absolutely insane. John Dizzle saying there does seem to be a block of people that don't understand what's decent behavior. Good for you to pointing out the obvious or what should be obvious. Yeah, exactly. And I've said this multiple times when I talk about multiculturalism, and I say that like those people, it's not that they don't understand decent behavior in the sense that they're bad people, but in their country, it's okay to act like this and it's the norm. So when they come here, it's not the norm here, but instead of asking them to change, the government asked us to accept. And that's why people are mad, because we're not asking them to assimilate and change and take the values of Canadians and of United States citizens. We're asking the citizens of Canada that are here, born here, that live this way. No, actually, it's okay. Well, let them act like this. And if you disagree with the way they act, you're a racist. That's the problem. That's the problem. And obviously, it's not okay to rape. That's not what I'm trying to say here. I don't think that's how it sounded, but it's not what I'm trying to say. But it's just to me that it's fine in their culture. They don't really get arrested. Like in India, it says it on a travel advisory. I spoke about this on Beyond Mystic or on my Instagram, actually. It says when you look at the travel advisory for India, Pakistan, all these countries, it says, be careful, dangers of rape. The people of India are known to rape women and nothing really happens with the police. You can't really report those crimes. No one gets arrested. Like, do you think that they're actually going to change the second they land in Canada? Absolutely not. So government's not hiding it, but we're being told that like, oh, well, it's a one-off situation. It's not a pattern. It's just like, of course, if we bring in that many, there's going to be a few that are bad, but for the most part, they're good. But it's like, dude, like if they're bad enough for the government of Canada's website to recognize that as a threat and post it online saying, be careful if you travel to these countries because there is terrorism and there is rape, means it happens more than once or twice. Crypto Blonde saying, is anyone surprised this bullshit is going on? No. Not surprised at all. The liberals are insane. Correct. Can you do this in another country? I mean, in all the white countries, it seems to be okay. Germany is bad. France is bad. The UK is absolutely terrible. Poland doesn't let them in. Australia are starting to push back, but Australia is bad as well. Every white country, it's the same things happening. That's the weird part as well, is why are they only immigrating to white countries? You know, like they say they hate white people and the whites are racist and we're so bad. So why do you decide to come here? They can come here, just do it legally. Exactly. And have a better background check and background process. Don't allow just about anyone to come down, you know, apply legally, but also let's be more strict with who we accept in the country. Crypto Blonde saying it really feels like today, like a third world country where legit Canadian citizens are disadvantaged. We are absolutely disadvantaged. Absolutely disadvantaged. Max, true that is complete insanity. We cannot go to another country and expect them to change for us. No, exactly. If white people, I've said this too, if white people, let's say, all moved to Afghanistan, for example, and started preaching our culture and trying to change the way the country looks in Afghanistan, they would call us colonizers all over again. But it's fine when they do it to us, you know. It says that Canada and the United States, they all say that white people stole the land. That's their whole argument. You know, no one is legal on stolen land. Something like this makes no sense. But they say that we stole the land, and then they're doing the same thing, but we don't say anything about that. That's fine. That's just having a good heart and being nice. Crazy. Before we move on to our next story here, all pyramids from the beginner collection are now 25% off at Ascension Organized. Use promo code BEGIN25 at checkout to claim your discount. This promotion is valid until March 7th. We're going to talk about Ilhan Omar next. So, Ilhan Omar, she's been exposed. There's a video. I'm going to show you this at the end. There's a video of Ilhan Omar, the congresswoman from Minnesota, that was caught lying on camera. It could not be a clearer lie. Bit of backstory, though, for those who are maybe Canadian, who are other parts of the world, who don't know who Ilhan Omar is. She's a congresswoman, like I said, from Minnesota. She's from Somalia, and she loves illegal immigrants. We see her in this.
Thank you. When did you give notice? And I just want to make sure.
Visit some illegal immigrants who were detained by ICE, but they got deported.
You did not see any detainees.
And that got her really sad. She was crying about that. She's accused of defrauding the immigration system as well by marrying her brother. Crazy. Yeah, so apparently he married her brother for a green card. She's accused of tax fraud and spending campaign funding on personal expenses and food aid fraud. Now, her net worth apparently went from basically nothing. She was dead broke to nearly $30 million in 1 year. Know that she's making $174,000 a year. So she had a net worth of around 40 grand in 2023 to $30 million by 2024. Off of a $174,000 salary. I see people in the chat right away saying she needs to be deported instantly. It's pretty wild. We have Benny Johnson here, creator that I like a lot. He exposed, because apparently she made all her profit with a winery. She owns a winery, but the winery doesn't seem to actually exist. And he said, how did Ilhan Omar make millions from a 100% fake winery? This is insane. We investigated. Check this out. Ilhan Omar lists a California winery on her final disclosures. You can see them below. The winery name is EST Crew LLC. In 2023, it was valued at $15,000. In 2024, it was valued at $5 million. This must be a very successful winery to grow that much in a value over 1 year, except the winery does not even exist. No phone line, no physical winery, no social media gone dark. Or social media gone dark, sorry. A barely functional website, no wine. What is this? It gets worse. Omar's third husband, Tim Minot, has been accused of defrauding investors through this fake winery. He was sued by investors for millions because it's all fraudulent. This is on brand. Minnesota AG Keith Ellenson previously worked with Minot, the same AG who was refused to investigate widespread Somalia fraud. How does a non-existent winery jump from $15,000 to $5 million in 1 year when the company is a ghost? How can Omar claim this fake company provides her millions in assets? Seems like a cover. Ironically, one of the wine labels they made was literally called The Devil's Lie. The Trump's administration and Republican in Congress must investigate this fraud further. So I'm not going to play this. But yeah, essentially they reported a net worth of $1,000 to $15,000, I believe in 2023. And then the next year was $1 million to $5 million worth. And they don't have a website. They don't have a location. You can't call. Like, if you try and call the number of the winery, you just get into like a automatically, I guess, AI response that says it's unavailable or it's busy. It always kind of changes. We have her as well. We've talked about this on the show, but there was an attack that is probably staged by now. She got attacked during a speech, and yeah, like I said, it's most likely fake, because we'll put the video quickly. So this guy got up and sprayed her with an unknown liquid, and then he got tackled. The problem though is, like, she didn't go to the ER. So I mean, if someone gets up and sprays you with an unknown liquid during his speech, you would maybe go to the ER, maybe get that checked to know what you got sprayed with. And the guy sprayed her on her shirt. So again, if you're the one spraying, maybe you'd go and try to aim at the face, at the eyes, at the mouth. If you were trying to damage or kill someone, if you were spraying poison, I don't know, you would go for the face, seems like. But this guy sprayed her shirt and she didn't go to the ER. She didn't get it checked. She continued talking as if nothing had happened. And then later on, it came out that it was apple cider vinegar that was sprayed on her. So let me know what you think about that in the chat. Was it real or was it fake? I think it was fake. Then we have this video here. So it says she melted down after being confronted. She got confronted on her net worth, but also on her saying that she doesn't like white men or she sees white men as dangerous. I'll play the clip.
You were just talking about how Trump's economy has failed the American people, but I think the American people really want to know how you went from a negative 65,000 before coming into Congress to over $30 million in just 7 years.
My disclosure is public now.
Yeah, it is. And so a lot of people now are looking into that and finding S. Crew Winery, a winery that doesn't actually seem to exist. Is that a real winery or?
Do you all actually look at and read things, or do you just ask silly questions?
Well, it's listed in the financial disclosure. So can you explain it? Because we have a lot of questions about it and things just aren't adding up. There's no real phone number. There's no real location.
Why did you want to buy some wine?
Probably not from you, to be honest. Recently stated that the American people should be afraid of the white man. They should be fearful of the white man.
I never said that.
Yeah, you're on video saying it.
Our country should be more fearful of white men across our country because they are actually causing most of the deaths within this country. I did not.
Yes, you.
Again, this is like what I said. You need to.
So it doesn't get much clearer than this. I never said that. And then it cuts to a clip where she clearly said that. We Lindsay saying, or Lynn Daisy, sorry, saying this woman is the epitome of fraud. She must be epitome of fraud. She must be arrested, thrown out of Congress, and forced to repay all the stolen money. Anita Spencer. Again, nobody is watching mainstream media anymore. They have to make something exciting for ratings. I thought they weren't allowed to drink alcohol. Yeah. Insane. I'm going to move on. A clip from her from the State of the Union yesterday where Trump basically called out Somalian fraud and Somalian pirates. And the cameraman yesterday was pretty funny. I'm going to play a few clips after, but the cameraman was pretty good. He, like, as Trump's talking about that, he's not talking about Ilhan Omar. He's just talking about Somalian fraud. The cameraman cuts to Ilhan Omar and you can tell she's pissed. She's pissed.
Balance our budget. The Somali pirates who ransacked Minnesota remind us that there are large parts of the world where bribery, corruption, and lawlessness are the norm, not the exception. Importing these cultures through unrestricted immigration and open borders brings those problems right here to the USA. And it is the American people who pay the price in higher medical bills, car insurance rates. We'll balance our budget.
So this transitions pretty well into our next topic. I'm going to talk about the State of the Union. This is a yearly thing that happens in the United States where the president gives a speech about the current state of the country and the future projects. So this lasted nearly 2 hours yesterday. So obviously I'm not going to break down the whole 2 hours because it's a lot of political talk. There's a lot that goes on at the State of the Union. The White House posted the full video if you're willing to go and watch this afterwards, but I'm just going to be playing some of the clips that are circulating the most right now. That one with Ilhan Omar was one, but I'm just going to be playing, like I said, the most popular clips right now. So if you don't watch the whole thing, and if you haven't watched it, you can at least get the gist of what happened and keep up with what's being said about the State of the Union yesterday. We have this one where he's talking about immigration and the borders and the progress that they're doing with ICE.
After 4 years in which millions and millions of illegal aliens poured across our borders, totally unvetted and unchecked, we now have the strongest and most secure border in American history by far. In the past 9 months, 0 illegal aliens have been admitted to the United States. but we will always allow people to come in legally, people that will love our country and will work hard to maintain our country. The flow of deadly fentanyl across our border is down by a record 56% in 1 year.
So this next one is pretty crazy as well. This is probably the most popular clip that's circulating right now from the event. President Trump tells everyone to stand during his SOTU speech who believe the first duty of the U.S. government is to protect American citizens, not illegal immigrants. And like it says here, almost no Democrats stood up. So this was absolutely wild.
Agree with this statement, then stand up and show your support. The first duty of the American government is to protect American citizens, not illegal aliens.
Look at this. You see all the Republicans standing up and then almost no Democrats standing up. And the question was, do you think the first duty of the people in power should be to care for American citizens before illegal immigrants? That tells a very clear message of what the priorities are from the Democrats. And this next one as well. So the first half of this clip I showed you already is when Trump was talking about Somalia and Somalian fraud, and it cut to Ilhan Omar. But then he was talking afterwards about some girl that was or thought she was a transgender, and then parents affirmed that she was not. And Trump essentially says that she got saved. But it cut to Tim McBride. The cameraman was cutting to Tim McBride, who's a man. I think, well, his name is Tim McBride, but I think he goes by Sarah McBride or something. I don't know. But yeah, he was pissed as well.
Daughter was their son. Sage was thrown into an all-boys state home and suffered terribly for a long time. But today, all of that is behind them because Sage is a proud and wonderful young woman with a full ride scholarship to Liberty University.
So he's pissed. Obviously, he's pissed. So that was a pretty funny clip as well. And then they got the United States hockey team to come down and show their gold medal that they won at the Olympics, sadly, against Canada. Still pissed about that. But yeah, it was a big show. I mean, those are the most popular clip. I think he gave an award as well to the goalie for playing an incredible game. Yeah, that's what exactly. Hellebuck to get the Medal of Freedom for playing an incredible game. So yeah, I mean, this was, like I said, a long event, 2 hours. It was a good speech, good event. But if you haven't watched it, you can go and watch it or watch some of the highlights. I mean, obviously, I'm not going to talk about this for an hour. I'm showing you the 4 clips that I found were the most popular online, including the one with Ilhan Omar. Next, we have Mark Carney for the anniversary of the war in Ukraine. Guess what he did? He pledged another $2 billion. We have a statement from Zelensky. Thank you, Mark Carney and Canada, for the new 2-year defense support package for Ukraine worth $2 billion Canadian dollars. This is an important contribution to our ability to fight for our state and protect lives. More money to Ukraine because we don't need the money in Canada. Why would we keep the money in Canada if we can send it over to Ukraine? I'm working currently on figuring out why Carney is sending that money to Ukraine. I have some pretty good leads as to, like, obviously Brookfield's involved, but Brookfield and Camco are involved in Ukraine, and they have some nuclear reactors over there that are currently being taken over by or in possession by the army of Russia. They've been deactivated during COVID, so they don't work. But if Russia takes them permanently, Mark Carney will lose an incredible amount of money. And if those come back in possession of Ukraine, Mark Carney will make lots of money. So it seems like he might be sending money to Ukraine to protect his investment, protect the asset of Brookfield. I'm investigating into it, but this is what I'm going to tell you for now. from what I've noticed. Next, I'm going to finish off with this actually from CBC. I saw this headline like 2 minutes before the show, so I haven't really dove into this, but it was pretty nuts. Half-brother of Tumbler Ridge shooter arrested for breaking bail on attempted murder charge. So Jacob Van Rootselaar broke bail while awaiting trial for his alleged role in a 2024 Fort McMurray stabbing. Nuts. Guy shoots the whole school and his stepbrother or half-brother is arrested for attempted murder. What the hell was going on in that house? How are they raised? Guys, before I let you off, make sure that you are subscribed to Beyond Mystic on YouTube and Beyond Mystic on Rumble as well. Like I said, we post great shows every single day. The next one coming up is Beyond Crystal Code with Carla and Coco at 3 p.m. Eastern time today. So in just about an hour and a half. I have people saying lots of chat. John Digital saying, I watched the last hour and was amazed how many times the Dems embarrass themselves. Yep. Hi, Max. Just jumping on. Glad you're here. Glad you're here. Big show. Big show so far. Lots that happened at the State of the Union, but pretty slow in the rest of the world in terms of news. It's all money laundering scams. We have Max. The Canadians are better at hockey than we are. I mean, I think so too, but you guys played fair. You guys had a good game. A great goaltender as well. We have Canada so far in debt already. Now we owe another $2 billion, and it's not even to help struggling Canadians. No, absolutely not. It goes to Russia, and then we don't really know what happens when it gets to Russia. Zelensky's in Florida. Absolutely insane. Max, spot on. Canada lost, but I'm from the USA, so I'm happy. Yeah, I'm not really happy. Like, I was actually pretty pissed off, but you know, it's the name of the game. It's the sport. It just sucks that both the men and the women lost. You know, it would have been fine if like the men lost, but the women won, or if the women lost, but the men won. At least we would have like, it would be 1-1 in total, but no, now it's 2-0 for the United States. We got 2 silvers, and both game finished 2-1. So this is pretty shitty, but you guys deserved it. It was a great game. It was a great game. Guys, I'm going to tune off. Thank you so much for watching the show today. Sorry, the news was kind of slow. I was playing some videos because I didn't have much to talk about. We've covered a bunch of stuff on Monday as well. That was kind of my fault. Monday morning when I was preparing for the show, I thought about cutting off a bit of material and keeping it for Wednesday because I had a feeling it was going to be slow with the State of the Union, but I didn't. And now I'm in this position, but we got our time. We got our time. Thank you guys for tuning in again. Make sure to watch Carla and Coco's show at 3 p.m. Eastern time today. And I'll see you tomorrow for Max Uncensored at 1 p.m. Eastern time. Again, thank you. My name is Max from Beyond Critical. Bye-bye.